Hey y'all, thanks for checking out the Weekly Word. We have a lot of ground to cover today. I'll probably be speaking very quickly. And we want you to know that the last announcement is going to be about transition. So we hope you'll stay tuned into the video to hear all about that. But let's start with a worship announcement. This past week, our sign up for in-person Christmas Eve worship went live. So you should have received an email, and you can now go online and let us know if you plan to attend in-person worship on Christmas Eve. You can sign up for the 4 o'clock service or the 6 o'clock service. You can let us know so that our worship ministry team can plan those services accordingly. We're going to shut that sign up down about December 15th so we can know if we maybe need to add an additional service or make some changes to our plans. Your response will help us know what we need to do. All right, during the season of Advent, it is traditional for us to have a benevolence market. If you came through the education building in the month of December, you would see a bunch of ministries set up that you are being encouraged to support through our outreach ministry. Well, we can't do it in the same way this year, but hopefully by the time you watch this video, you got a mailer from your outreach ministry team detailing the worthwhile ministries they're inviting you to support in this season. You can fill out that sheet, accompany it with a check, and you can either put it in the offering plate on a Sunday if you're coming to in-person worship, or you can deliver it or mail it to the church office. We're grateful for your support of those important ministries in this season. We're also so grateful for the amazing response we've already had from our generosity campaign. Many of you received the mailer that we sent out a couple weeks ago. You prayed over the commitment card, and then you've already turned that in. And for that, we are so thankful. And for those who are still being purposeful about that, we encourage you to spend some time in prayer. How is God calling you to be generous in the year ahead? We know that your gifts, your generosity are going to be crucially important for us as we move into the 200th year of ministry and as the church begins a season of transition. Let's talk about transition. If you're watching this video, I hope you've already seen the video that I sent out last Sunday announcing my departure as senior pastor. I'm heading to Memphis, Tennessee to serve as the pastor and head of staff at Idlewild Church. I first want to say thank you. Thank you for your love and your gracious response to that announcement. Your calls and your texts and stopping by to visit me here in the church office, they have made me feel so deeply loved. I didn't expect anything else, but I actually didn't expect this much of an outpouring, and I'm so grateful for that. It's very encouraging to me as we go about this time of transition. I'm so grateful for the love that you have shown. I know you've also shown that love to our staff and to the other leadership, to our session here at the church, so thank you for that. All of us, we need your prayers right now as we move into the season of transition. You know, if you watched that video, you know that by the time you watched it, your session had already met and begun to discuss transition. Well, they took on a couple orders of business at their meeting last Sunday at 12:30. The first thing they did was they called a congregational meeting for December 13th, Sunday, December 13th, not this Sunday, next Sunday, at 12:30 p.m. That meeting will be held exclusively via Zoom. Okay, so next week you're going to get a link to join in that meeting at 12:30 p.m. on Sunday, December 13th. The stated purpose of that meeting is to entertain a motion to dissolve my call as pastor here at Madison Presbyterian. This is one of the formalities, one of the first steps that needs to take place in a pastoral transition. Now that dissolution will take effect, this is another important date for you, on January 10th. Okay, January 10th. However, my last day in the office is going to be December 31st. So Colin and I will lead worship all the way through the season of Advent and even the first Sunday after Christmas. And then my last day will be the 31st, and my last day as officially the senior pastor will be January 10th. We got a couple pastoral duties kind of in between that time that I need to make sure that I take care of. That was the the first order of business that they did. They called a congregational meeting to set that transition. And for those of you who don't know how this Presbyterian transition thing works, when a senior pastor leaves, or a pastor leaves generally, an interim pastor is called to help transition, right? To help the church as it moves through a season of looking for a new pastor. Well, that will be the case as I depart as well. And there will be an interim pastor who will come in and serve as senior pastor and head of staff. Your session put together a wonderful 5-person committee to go and search for that person. So Ray Merritt and Sally Mitchell, Gary Phelps and Jim Malinowski and Russell Carlson are the 5-person Interim Pastor Search Committee. They're getting trained up this coming Sunday, and then they will begin their work in diligence. Now, we don't know if God's going to reveal the interim pastor quickly or if that's going to take a little bit of time. So know that we already have set up a transitional pastor who will be able to serve as kind of a gap pastor for us after January 9th. And until there is an interim senior pastor, that person will come in and they will preach and they will be available for pastoral care and they will be available for teachings and meetings. And so we're grateful. We'll let you know if that is necessary. We'll let you know who that person is, but we already have that person lined up. So just be at peace about that. All right, each week moving forward, we're going to give you an update on this transition so you can know what is happening. You can know where you need to be praying and for whom you need to be praying in this season. But know that as a session and as a staff, we are so grateful for you, for your love and your support and your prayers in this season. And today we are sending you grace and peace.